Good morning. My name's Pat Hart, and I am your lay leader for today's service. I warmly welcome you to the First Parish Unitarian Universalist Church in Bridgewater. I've been a member here for approximately 14 years, and I am presently just in the choir. I'm not on any committees right now. This morning, before we begin our time of worship, I do have some announcements. Quite a few. Tickets are on sale now for the First Parish Player production of Crucible. The show dates are November 8th, Friday through Sunday the 10th. Tickets can be purchased at the www.firstparishplayers.com or at the door. From Deb Baumgarten. We're still looking for some folks who can make any number of lunches for the Conway House, just sandwich, dessert, and fruit, and a labeled brown bag. It will be delivered to the church church next Sunday, November 10th. Please see Deb if you wish to volunteer. This is from Jan Thompson. Please join us Thursday, November 25th for Thanksgiving potluck dinner. Bring your traditional favorite dish and join us in thanks for all of our blessings. Appetizers are at 1 o'clock, dinner at 2. Sign-up sheet is in the upper parish hall. And lastly, I'd like to make an announcement that if we could all make an attempt to wear your name tags so that new people will know who you are, and so that Rosemary will also be able to remember who you are. First Parish is a welcoming congregation. We proudly fly the rainbow flag to symbolize our welcome to people of all identities, ages, and backgrounds. If you are new to First Parish, we hope you enjoy your experience this morning. We encourage you to fill out the guest book on the table in the rear of the sanctuary, making sure you include your email address to receive church updates. For newcomers joining online, please see the sign-up link posted in the chat. We invite all that are here in person to join us after the service for a time of fellowship in the parish hall. This service is being hosted via Zoom and recorded for Bridgewater Cable TV. The camera is turned off to protect your privacy during shares of joys and sorrows. In the event of an emergency or evacuation, please leave the building through the main sanctuary door, or should you need a ramp, through the School Street entrance on my left. You are welcome here. Thank you for joining us. Your presence makes a difference. We will now begin our time of worship with a prelude. Sam, would you please come forward to light the chalice? Please join us in reciting our chalice lighting words.
Light their chalice to mark this sacred hour as we gather in this beautiful, historic sanctuary, both in body and in spirit. We give to the many generations that have come here to explore the divine. Let us join our hearts and find the holy in our relationship to each other. It is time to share worship together.
Please rise and embody your spirits, and let us join our voice for the affirmation of our covenant.
Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
Please be seated.
Good morning. It's good to be here with all of you. Our opening words this morning come from Reverend Angela Herrera. She writes, "Don't leave your broken heart at the door. Bring it to the altar of life. Don't leave your anger behind. It has high standards, and the world needs vision. Bring them with you, and your joy and your passion. Bring your loving and your courage and your conviction. Bring your need for healing, your power to heal. There is work to do, and you have all you need to do it, right here in this room." Please rise for our opening hymn, number 402, "From You I Receive." We'll sing this through 2 times in unison, and then 2 times as a round. This side over here will start the round with Denise and Desiree, and then this side over here will continue with me and Victoria.
To you I
I have a story for all ages today, and by all ages, I really mean all of us, because I read this book this week and I said, oh, I needed to hear this. It's called The Grief Rock by Natasha Daniels, illustrated by Lily Fawcett. When someone you love dies, the grief rock shows up. At first, the rock is so heavy that it crushes you. It can be hard to eat. It can be hard to sleep. It can be hard to do anything but be crushed. Sometimes all you can do is breathe, and even that is hard. Other people can help you hold the rock for a bit, but they can never fully take it away, even if they really want to. Sometimes people don't know what to do or say, so they avoid you and the grief rock. It's hard to see other people play and have fun when you have to hold something so heavy. You remember the times you didn't have to carry the rock, and it makes you sad. As time goes on, you get used to having the rock with you while still doing the things you need to do, like eating, sleeping, and even having fun. Sometimes you forget the rock is even there. It feels so small. And sometimes it suddenly grows so big that it crushes you again. You try to escape the rock. You try to hide the rock. But it always finds its way back to you. Feeling defeated, you learn to sit with the rock and accept its place in your life. You reach out to give the rock a hug, and suddenly it starts to glow. You take a closer look and realize the rock is made up of all the love you had and will forever hold. The end.
Now is the time in our service for the sharing of joys and sorrows, those matters of great personal significance that touch our hearts, our family, and our loved ones. If you have a joy or sorrow, please come to the front to light a candle. If you would like to speak, please keep your sharing brief this time so the ritual moves smoothly. You may also choose to light the candle in silence. Online participants, you are invited to share by typing your joys and sorrows in the chat. A volunteer in the sanctuary will read them aloud. At this time, doing your joys and sorrow, please limit it to just your joys and sorrows, as there will be a ritual of remembrance later in the service. Each Sunday, we collect an offering to support Am I right?
I'm doing
Nope, okay, sorry.
It's okay. I wanted to offer us a different kind of prayer this week because I've had a little tension in my body lately. I don't know if anybody else has about the world, but I'd like to invite you to stand if you're able or interested in standing. And this is a body prayer that comes from this book by Sarah York. Okay. So you start like this, standing with your palms in front of you. You bow. Then you bring your hands in front of your face. And then you open all the way up. Bring your arms down slowly. Cross them over your chest. Honor the divine within you. Reach out. Honor the divine within your community. Share energy with the world. And then bring your palms back together in front of you. Let's do this 3 times. So bow. Raise your arms up and over. And then cross your arms in front of you. Reach your arms forward. And bring your palms back together. One more time. Bow if you like. Reach up. Bring your arms crossed. Reach out. And then bring your palms back together. Amen. Blessed be. Let's sing together one verse of hymn 1002, Comfort Me.
Each Sunday, we collect an offering to support the ministries of this church and the mission of community organizations that share our faith value. This month, Share the Plate is for charity GAYT, Guest at Your Table. Guest at Your Table is a Unitarian Universalist Service Committee program supporting global human rights. If you wish to make a donation by check, please make it payable to First Parish with GAYT in the memo line.
In many religious and cultural traditions, people come together to construct altars, which connect them with their ancestors and their loved ones who have passed away. In Mexico and Latin America particularly, last night and today mark the start of El Día de los Muertos, a tradition where families make altars which contain the loved one's favorite food, objects, and other colorful decorations. In this spirit, today we will construct our own altar together, but in our own Unitarian Universalist tradition. Ushers, could I get a little help? Today you probably received a slip of paper and a writing implement when you entered the sanctuary. And if you didn't, just give a wave now and we'll bring one to you. If Rin, you could help with that. Rin and Mark, yep. So on this slip of paper, you are invited to write a message to a loved one or an ancestor who has died. It could be a wish, a blessing, an update on your life, or whatever else feels right. It could just be an exercise in naming these folks. Later on, we'll each leave these pieces of paper on our altar, and I will burn them in the fire pit in my backyard safely next week. We'll send our messages through smoke to the ancestors. So take a moment now and write your message, and I'll do the same. In a moment, we'll come forward and light candles to honor our departed dead. Their bodies are no longer with us, but we will welcome their spirits here. You can leave your message to them on the altar, below the candle, or next to it. And I also invited us to bring photos of our beloved dead this week. So you can leave that photo on the altar as well. Just please pick it up before you leave church today. So as you feel moved, the music will start playing in a moment, and you can line up on all three aisles. One of us will help you as we build our shared altar of remembrance. Let us begin. altar looks so beautiful with all our candles lit together. Our world is heavy with grief right now, and sometimes our lives are too. I know this congregation, this community, has dealt with profound loss just this year. But grief isn't a bad word. Even though living alongside grief can feel overwhelming, enclosing, hard to breathe. Even that breathing is hard, as Natasha Daniels said in Our Time for All Ages in that brilliant picture book. Grief is unpredictable, not linear. It can flare up around anniversaries, the holiday season coming right up, times of stress, but also during happy times, bringing guilt alongside it. And it can just show up for no reason at all. Today we've explored a process of collective grieving, of building an altar together to our beloved dead. In community, we have the opportunity to create rituals which are bigger than any one of us, rituals which transform and honor. It's a beautiful thing. And I also know that right now, I'm feeling a lot of complex grief. This ritual brought up grief in my own life, for losses in my family and of friends. And I'm also bracing myself with anticipatory grief for the stress of the electoral season. It's exhausting. It is hard to take in this much information about political division. It's hard to hear about ill will, negativity, racism, and pessimism about the state of our country each day. I simply don't want to. I want to put my hands over my ears and crawl under the altar table. Just stop. It feels like a rock weighing me down. All of this grief. And so I've been thinking a lot about this service, thinking a lot about those who I've lost in my own life, who I want to honor, and feeling the weight of each of the grief rocks in my own life, which I kind of feel like I'm carrying around in my pocket. They're a little heavier than usual these days. Rituals like this are a reminder that all of us have some kind of loss we carry with us. All of us. Even the youngest among us. I'm trying to remember the lesson of that picture book, The Grief Rock, that grief is made up of all the love you once had and will forever hold. The weight of missing someone is equal to the love we held for them. Doesn't that feel unfair? This is perhaps too simplified for some really complicated relationships where harm is present, but the core of it, I think, holds true. The sadness which pops up and the care that I feel for the world are both interconnected with deep love and commitment. And so the fear and sadness I feel about the coming election, the anxiety, is an expression of deep love and commitment as well. I'm reminded today, looking at our altar, at all of the candles and notes and photos, of our immense luck and It's not just luck, it's the choice to show up again and again for a community in which we can process the significant moments of our life, even when those moments are hard. It is here in a faith home that we can come together to recognize and honor the losses in our lives, to tend to the hurts in our hearts, and to find companions for this journey. By honoring and acknowledging loss, calling back our ancestors and loved ones into this space today, we're able to move through together, not alone. We all carry stones of loss around. Let us work to create communities of care where we can recognize that the missing comes from love, and work to transform our world into one of more love, more light, more hope, more kindness, and more connection. Through the committed practice of love in community, we can transform both ourselves and the world. So may it be. Amen, and blessed be.
Some other name we kept on calling out and waiting for change, but I belong to all of your mysteries. All of us were meant for the fire, but we keep rising up and walking the wires when we go below. Don't lose us in mourning. When I die, I don't want to rest in peace. I want to dance in joy. I want to dance in the graveyard and run alive. I don't want to be alone, mourning the ones that came before. I want to dance with them some more. Let's dance in the graveyard. I wanna dance in the graveyard, and while I'm alive, I don't wanna be alone, mourning the ones who came before. I wanna dance with them some more. Let's dance in the graveyards.
We will now do a responsive reading, a litany of remembrance. After each line that I read, if you would complete it with, "We remember them." In the rising of sun, it is in going down. We remember them. In the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter, we remember them. In the opening of buds and the rebirth of spring, we remember them. In the blueness of the sky and the warmth of summer, we remember them. In the rustling of the leaves and the beauty of autumn, we remember them. In the beginning of the year and when it ends, we remember them. When we are weary and in need of strength, we remember them. When we are lost and sick at heart, we remember them. When we have joys we yearn to share, we remember them. So long as we live, they too shall live, for they are now a part of us. In the closing hymn, number 318 in the gray hymnal, we will sing "We Would Be One," verses 1 and 2.
Thank you.
Let's go forth with love. Let's go forth a little lighter than we arrived here today. Let's go forth and be that community of healing for one another and for the world. Blessed be.
Sam, if you could come up. The time has come to extinguish our chalice. Please join me in our chalice extinguishing words.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Our time of worship has ended. Our time of fellowship now begins. If you'd like to stay for coffee hour, please make your way up to the upper parish hall.
Shall I go off?